Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E427, a 1947S plastic tube roll. How's everybody doing today? Gonna grab the chip out of the bucket. Come on. Chip 50. Well, that ain't gonna be a hard one. Wait for a couple of people to stroll in. Had to do this a little early today. Have some issues. Our dog is ill. She has IVDD, which is disc disease in her spine, and her back legs went down. So we are nursing her, and I had a moment. She's sleeping nice and sound. So I figured I would go ahead and get this done. Looks like we got one viewer watching. We will go ahead. Jackalope, welcome. Go ahead and open this up. Stan Horn, welcome to the show. Let me get my cheat sheet opened up while we wait for a couple more people to get in here. Lots of RPMs available. Double die obverses, I think. I'm looking right now. And we'll put them both on the same page. Yeah, there's some odd verses, no double die reverses that I see. Nanostacks, welcome to the show. So we're going to get it rolling with our first coin, Taco John. Yeah, that poor dog. When we come home from getting our other dog groomed, she was lame. She must have, we're thinking that she tried jumping up on the couch and grabbed a blanket and then slipped down and hurt her back. And her left back leg is basically not even functioning. So she is going to the vet tomorrow to hopefully not need back surgery again. She's had it once, and they say they usually do not need it twice. That there is recurrences, and about 25% of the time that you have to use medication and stuff to get through. Yeah, and she's like my soul dog too. That's the one. I've had lots of dogs, and I love them all. Love them all equally, but this one, I got a connection with it. So my wife has to, what's that? Help me make decisions. Let me see something here. So I don't do stupid stuff. See what the mint mark looks like. That just looks extra fat there to me. No die scratches. Let's see whose coin this is. No mint mark. Oh, there we go. It's definitely not that. It's not that. And not that. So let's see if it's on something else. It just looks super fat. It's going to get held out for sure. It's not that. Oh, he doesn't have a lot of his listed. So let's look on this listing. Not that one. Nope, I don't see it listed, but I'm going to hold it out so I can look at it more, and I'm going to look at other coins within the roll to make sure it's not something that's... Look at we. Yeah, I was looking at that too. See, the G and the O look fat like on the other ones. The little N, the N looks funny right here and like right there. But the B and the E look really fat. The I don't see any actual splits, but it is something to keep in mind. I'm going to hold it aside and see if it might be something that's on every coin. So we'll have to see. The ear. Let me look at the ear. Let's see. Nothing on the ear. Or the eye. Coin number 3. Shiny coin guy. No, it is not a great strike. The San Francisco Mint during these years. This looks like another one. Did not have the best quality. No, see, that does not look as fat to me as this one. Let me look at something here. Let me look and see if I can find something. There we go. Got that. All right. Look at the reverse. All right, that's a different die pair. Oh, that's a good one there. I believe it is. I think that's the same as die number 1, the coin number 1. It is. Look at 5. Five was the first one I looked at. It's different than 5 in the fact that the mint mark's in a different location. 5, I think, is the same as DDO number 3. It is on Kaneka. Coin number 4 for Trip. Decent coins as far as quality goes. Yeah, see, that just looks... It looks more. I'm gonna have to show that one to Chuck. Get his opinion on it. It does seem like they're extra fat, but just not that fat. Coin number 5, Ant. No, that's how you get good at it, Frosty. That is how you... It does look fat. I mean, but even these look fat. There's another one of those. Yeah, the screen's not big enough on the phone. Coin number 6, IT. We will be doing a 1960 D-roll tomorrow. Oh, is this the one? No, I don't think it is. This is going to have the short diagonal die scratch, I believe. No, but it is different also. Had to look at my phone in case there's an emergency. Not that there will be. I can hear her. But she is not a happy camper. Ooh, toner. She has been put in medical jail. She's in a little teeny pack and play, and she ain't happy about it. But you can't let her move around. Okay, that's right, Angie. Next coin, Paul Hampton. Let me look at this one. See, that's it again. I'll bet you it's got the... But I want to see something here because I just saw something else. That's it. All right, let me look. Nope, it's not that. Let me look at something here. Don't see that, but what I saw here... I had thought I saw a little like a ghost of a repunched mint mark, and I still think I do. Yeah. Let me see. That definitely looks like a repunched mint mark. So let's see what we got. Okay, 47S. Running through Wexler's real quick. Seems like I see it up here too. It's very minor. But it is definitely on that. Huh. It's not in the copper coins listings. All right, what is this? Trumpet tail. All right, let's turn it over. Nothing there, but I do believe I'll have to get my copy out that this is WRPM 21. And that would make, I believe, Sissy's coin the same coin. Let me see here. Try to find something that... Yep, that's it. Same as Sissy's coin. So we got 2 RPMs in the roll, which I believe are WRPM 21. Let's see. Raymond, welcome. Yeah, she's not on anything. I can't put her on any. The doctor said I could give her an anti-inflammatory and then some muscle relaxer that she had, but he wants to see her before we put her on any other any of the other meds that she had before. But they'll end up probably putting her on trazodone and tramadol and all that for a couple weeks. Probably some steroids also. All right, let's see. But we have been worrying because, when they lose their back legs, they lose their bladder. She hadn't went since yesterday, and my wife just said she went, so that makes me feel a lot better. You got to push on them to get them to roll, to go. And that takes a lot of weight off my shoulders. Now that looks like the fatty. That is. See, this is another, what I believe. Yeah, well, Angie, it doesn't seem like she's in pain. The last time this happened, she was in pain, most definitely. And that was four years ago. Ooh, does this have that on it? That's a great marker. Oh, it does. So we can just go there to make sure. But she doesn't seem in pain. And it's like her left rear leg is lame. The other one has a little bit, but it's still weak. And I've been told that it's common for her to have a relapse. I hope so. The last time she went down when she had to have back surgery, it was 4 months recovery. And it was hard. I mean, it's a lot of work. I might have to do an extra reveal every week now. To help pay for it, because it ain't gonna be cheap, I'm sure. 4 years ago, total, I think it was $8,000 or something like that. So I can only imagine it being way more than that now. That's what all the people that we know that are into this say, that it could just be a strain and the inflammation is pushing on the nerve and giving her symptoms, and when it comes out, she'll be better. So, and that's what we're hoping for. I mean, she's only 11, so she's got a lot of good years, at least a few good years left in her. And the weird thing is we got our fence done finally. We're getting all these little projects done that were remaining from Hurricane Ian. We finally got a fence where we can let the dogs out and they can go, and they've been running around and playing. They've been being dogs for the first time in basically 3 years. And she's been running around and being active, more active than she has been in a long time. See, that's a fatty. That's a double die. Even right, you see it like in here, off this edge right there. And there's that dot. And she is a dachshund, Angie. And of course, we've got another dachshund. We've got 2 of them. Coin 15, Chubby Pop Chaser. Believe this is another Fatso, and it is. It'll be easy to figure out. That's not gonna look at the reverse of others, but there's that die dot right there. It's just a gigantic die gouge. Let's see if 21 says that in the description. I can read that. Let's see. No, it doesn't. WRPM 12. All right, let's see what 12 looks like. Oh, possible heavy die. Yeah, nothing on the reverse though. Let's see if that's on the reverse. That should be something that stayed there. Nope. We'll have to figure it all out. Coin 16, Stan. How's everybody's weekend going? You got any good coin searching going on? Yep, they all have the dot. Yeah, she's 11 and the baby is 3. And the weird thing is, and that's what makes us think that this was, ooh, what is that? That might be. It is. It is a very slight clip or taper on the planchet. Or it didn't fill in. Let's go down here, see if we got very little. But like right there is Blakesley, the Blakesley effect. Should have it right here also. Not so much. It's recovery, yeah. And I think, well, getting back to the little one, we had to take her because she's going outside. She's long hair. And she gets groomed. So we took her to the groomer. And the one, when she gets left by herself, she can be a little mischievous. And we have this chest that has like quilts and blankets for when the cold weather comes. And there was one laying across it just as a decorative. And it was on the floor. And she was still moving pretty good. So it had just happened when we got home. Because her back legs, one leg was moving fine and she would stand on it. But as the swelling comes up, it always gets worse. And now she's basically unable to stand without help. But she's sitting well, and she's actually, like I said, she's actually seems like she's not in discomfort. But you know, you never can tell because of their stoicism. Yeah, that is a double die for sure. So Sissy's got 2 of these. So we are finding RPMs. That is awesome. Not the RPM. Not as fat. Yeah, well, like the last time, she just was whimpering and moaning. You could tell that it was very painful. And this time, it's none of that. As a matter of fact, she's eating. The last time she didn't eat for almost 2 days. And she's eating well and drinking and all everything that goes with it. So far, it is a great roll, Frank, and welcome. Like last night, I ended up sleeping on the couch because she usually sleeps in bed with us. So I slept with her because she's got to be in medical prison probably for the next 3 weeks, I would venture to say. So I'll be sleeping on the couch for 3 weeks. Yeah, me too. But you know, the weird thing is they will still give her painkillers. I guarantee you that they're going to dope her up. It just seems like it's the natural progression that they'll give her what's called gabapentin, and then they'll give her trazodone or whatever, and then they'll give her tramadol, and they'll give her some anti-inflammatory. It's not ibuprofen, but it's like cephaloprofen or something like that. It's made for animals. And then they probably will give her a muscle relaxer and steroids. They'll probably give her 6 or 7 pills. So she'll be, and the good thing about that is once they get her on that, like now, she wants to sit, she wants to get out, she wants to come lay in bed, she wants, when every day, in my old age, I started taking a nap. And with the dogs, I call it clubbing. We're going to the club. And I tell the dogs, I says, hey, you girls ready to go to the club? And they go run to they've got a little ramp, and they run to the ramp. And we get in, go and lay down and take an hour nap. And yesterday, after she hurt herself, she was like, hey, it's club meeting time. You can't stop the club meeting because I can't walk up the ladder. You got to get me up there. So I got her up there, and then we decided that it wasn't a good thing. Yeah, well, the first thing, we've got friends that are in the rescue that rescue these dogs that have back problems all the time. And the first thing she says, unfortunately, she's got to go into medical jail. So she can't be pulling herself around. Because I guess it's more than just the moving around. They don't want them to move around much because they don't want them to learn that they can drag themselves around without walking. I was on it when it was called warranted, Frank. I had a spinal cord injury back in the 90s. Matter of fact, I was in the hospital the day OJ drove down the freeway. And they put me on, it was a ridiculous dose. And when I got out of the hospital and got my medication, the pharmacist says, you need to watch this stuff. It is dangerous. And they told me, they said, don't touch anything hot. Don't eat hot food. Because I was on a dose, I want to say it was like 20,000 milligrams. It was like way higher than the dose they give. I think that she gets 70 milligrams or something like that when she gets it. And I can remember drinking a cup of coffee, and the first thing that went through my head was, this coffee's not hot. And it was hot. Not hot enough to scald myself, but it was hot. My dad was like, yeah, it's very hot, so you need to chill. Yes, yeah. And but like the last time, she was on it and they might not put her on it. I might be wrong. She was on it for like 3 weeks. That could be one. That's got a fat G and a fat R. Nope. And then they took her off that first. I do notice that they take it off of her. That's one of the pills they take her off of first. They leave her usually on the cephaloprofen, or I don't know what its exact name is, but it's basically dog ibuprofen. And that's what she might not get it, because like I say, she does not seem to be in. If she's in pain, it's not much pain. She definitely can't use her left rear leg. Ooh, nice dice scratches. So hopefully they don't need to do that. Yeah, my dose, John, it wasn't even being used. It was what they wanted. I basically, at one point, they weren't sure if I was going to have the use of my right leg ever again, because I had 2 facet joints shatter, and the nerve was compressed to the point where I had no feeling basically on the lower right side of my body. And a bunch of surgeries later, they said, man, you turned out better than most people turn out. So being young, having the injury when I was young was probably the biggest factor in my healing. Yep, so I ended up getting 5 vertebrae fused together. And even after that, I even jogged. I couldn't jog. That ended real fast, but I would go on therapeutic walking, like walking 10 miles at a time, and it never bothered me. All I got is rods and screws and fulcrums. There's a bunch of stuff in there, but the discs, I believe, are gone, especially on the right side. But I am starting to develop arthritis in my old age. Ooh, there's a good dye markers there, too. The older we get, definitely, you don't heal like you used to. I struggle with back pain now, but it's not, it's just regular back pain. It's arthritis. I'm kind of used to it. I have dreams of running, and I used to play a lot of softball, like almost to the point I was semi-professional at it. And I have dreams of playing softball. Richard Sappington. You know what? Cortisone shots aren't fun, Richard. I guess it depends where you get it. I've had the ones in the spine. They did that, and those were wicked, and they made me like ravenous. I had temper problems, and but it wasn't cortisone. It was actually anabolic steroids. I think they were giving me, and but I had an insatiable hunger for food. I literally gained 50 pounds, I think. Neurostimulator implant. What do you think of that, Frank? I've had, when I first had my injury, is right when they invented the TENS, which was like the precursor to the neurostimulator. I don't think you're wrong, Angie. I think that's the best advice. You shouldn't rush into it. It's sweet. Awesome. I knew, like, I had to have surgery again in 2005 for another disc. Because it makes the discs behind you. There's another RPM. The discs around it, well, there's only one. I'm all fused together all the way to my pelvis. So he had to go back in, and he kept saying, you'll know. And I knew. I couldn't do anything without seething pain. I don't even think they use TENS devices anymore. Yeah, I don't think they do. So yeah, if you don't think you're ready, you're your best barometer, because a lot of doctors say, "Oh, we're going to do this, and you're going to be as good as new." The one thing I can tell you through all the little bits and pieces of surgery I've had in my life, you're never as good as new, because you're not new. The why, that's why it's off. Oh, yeah. And I did like that neuromusculator, but that was, what came out? Do you remember body toning? That was at the same time, and it was basically the same concept. Yeah, 3. Yeah, mine is L2, L3, L4, L5, and S1. And then at one point, I had an SI joint that had a plate bolted, but there was a recall of all things on the screws in the plate. And when they pulled the plate off, the doctor that did it says, you know, you don't need this plate. And that really helped my ability to walk. There was a lot of therapy involved, but that really changed my posture from having like a pre-bent hip. In the original surgery, it was L3, 4, 5, and S1. In the second one, they did L2 to L3. But hey, I've been both times. There we go. I knew it. It was. I got way better afterwards. Now I got arthritis. They give me a CT scan every year. And they said I got arthritis that is going to need surgery or stenosis or something like that eventually. And the doctor that looked at it flat out said, you'll know when you need it. Well, that's what's the next time I go, like when they do the removal of the arthritis or to relieve the stenosis, that'll happen eventually. They will take all the screws and stuff off because your body can become allergic to it even 30 years down the road. They can, if they've got to go back in, they take that stuff out. There will also to note, there will be a reveal show tomorrow, and I will be getting some reveals. I'm waiting for a box from Chuck. It was supposed to be here Friday, then Saturday. It's sitting at my post office now to be delivered Monday. So Tuesday, you guys will probably start getting some packages coming to you. Nope, it doesn't, Frosty. It surely doesn't. Are you feeling better on the other hand, Frosty? I forgot to ask you that earlier. Yeah, you don't volunteer for that kind of stuff. We were just talking. My wife, her brother, I think he's my age, might be a year older than me, went to the hospital for something, headaches or something, and it turned out he had cataracts. And he had to have both eyes done for cataracts. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I'm at the age my mom was at when she had cataracts. My dad never had it, and he never got it, which was weird. Good. That's good to hear, Frosty. I am glad to hear that. Coin 45, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Oh, there is only 49 coins in the roll. And the giveaway's on 50. So 50, you'll get a refund. Plus $5 probably. Yeah, and usually once you get bronchitis real bad, you have a tendency to get it over and over again. right, getting near the end. Not a bad roll at all. Looks to be an RPM double die combo. Yep. Well, I think it turns into like full-blown pneumonia after that, doesn't it? I know the doctor's been bugging me about giving that the Prevnar or whatever, but I go and they only have the older one. He wants me to get, it's like Prevnar 20 or something like that. And I went back and I says, well, I can get Prevnar 19 or something like that. And he says, no, I want you to get the 20. And I says, well, what's the difference? He says, one different kind. He says, it just happens to be the kind that everybody gets all the time. So it's really important. He says, that's why nobody's got it. That looks like a little RPM right there. And that was the only one of these I seen in the roll. Very minor, but I see it on the upper and lower serif. Let me look real quick, see if it's anything we've got. Boy, it's very close to that. Let's see what we got here. Bottom of the R, we've got some little scratches hanging out. Yeah, just a little bit on a split lower serif right there. Guess we got a lot of die scratches up here, don't we? All right, let's look for that. See if Wexler has it listed. Not a lot to go through. We do not. So far, nada. All right, now, oh, wait a minute, nope. What about that one? That's in the right position. Nope, not that one. All right. I don't see it, so I'm going to have to take a peek at it. And our winner in the giveaway, without a coin, is Stan. Congratulations, Stan. I will credit you the cost of one of these coins, and I can do it on the next invoice if you're going to be in on that. I'll wait until Monday for sure. Let's see. E427. Stan, and then no coin. Alrighty, tomorrow at around 5, I have a 1948 a DDO. Let me check. Let me look. 48 is a DDO, Doug. And an RPM. Oh, we can go through that too. We can do a recap of the DDO's RPMs. It was coin 2, 8, 10, 14, 15, 18, 34, 38, 39, 48. And they are for Sissy, Paul, Carl, Frostbite, Chubby Pop, Sissy, Stan, Trip, Ant, and Frostbite. I was early, Eric. My dog is sick, and I wanted to get this out of the way in case I needed to bolt to the emergency room. So far, the vet says we don't need to go there. So that's why I decided to do this a little bit early. Tomorrow, I do have a vet appointment, but they close at 5. So I will have a reveal, which is a 60D roll, Bank of America. And I will also be doing, I will have rolls for the reveal show. And I believe Chuck will too. I haven't talked to him lately, so. But I want to thank everybody for joining. It's always a pleasure. It makes my day. Hit that like button on the way out. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe. Are we done for today? I am done. We just finished up, Papa Giorgio. Very good roll for the day. I might, if I have time, get on just to putz around and maybe do a roll dig or something like that. I haven't done one in a long time. So I hope to see y'all soon, and we'll talk to you later.